Welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink. Today I am reviewing a very much anticipated, well, not anticipated, it's been released for a bit now, but it is a Daftmill 2008 to 2019 Daftmill summer release. There's been a few others before this, and I think there's another couple after this, but I wanted to review it because Daftmill has hit the scene in a big way. Lowland, they claim to have very old-fashioned way of distilling and barreling and methods. And I haven't reviewed one yet, and I thought thank you for Stephen for giving me a sample of this. And they are quite a premium bracket whiskey, so they're quite expensive in terms of price per bottle. For a young age whiskey, definitely price wise it punches above its normal price range. So today let's see if it is worth all of the hype and fanfare of Daftmill. I've tried this before, but it was through a lineup of tasting, so trying it by itself like this and really focusing on it should be quite interesting. The nose is glorious. Waxy, really waxy. And it does have that relatively old-fashioned smell to it. So their distilling and malting process could be definitely quite traditional, but you know, it's hard to say. What I can say is that it has a very waxy aroma to it. I like the nose so far. Very floral, jasmine flowers, a hint of lemon peel, a very fine hint of caramel, but waxy is the main thing. Very waxy, a punch of vanilla, a hint of ginger, and a spice. I'm thinking some white pepper in there as well. When you keep nosing it, you start to get a bit of minerality come through and a little bit of herbal note to it. You know what I'm getting is a menthol peppermint nose. Very much a menthol peppermint nose in that one. The nose is great. And what I like about it is that the nose is quite prominent, considering that it's only a 46%. The nose is quite prominent. So for a nose of 46%, it punches above its ABV weight. The nose is delicious. I must say, very compelling. A little bit of sickly coconut right in the back end there. And now that I'm nosing a little bit more, I'm getting a little bit of that. And obviously it probably won't be that, but I'm really getting a bit of that fresh oak smell to it as well. I'm not saying it's a virgin oak, but I'm saying I'm getting some of that fresh oak. But menthol, ginger, pine resin, quite floral on the nose, jasmine flowers. Very nice nose. Let's get tasting. Look, for 46%, it definitely has some balls on it. It's a little fiery, but that's not a bad thing. A tad fiery. You're just tasting a little bit of that youth. The finish is relatively short. It is fiery, but it finishes quite softly. So it is quite an opposite start to finish. I'm getting a savouriness in there, a herbal savouriness, but I'm also getting the menthol come through quite strongly. There's slight bitterness to the back end. You know what? I can't make heads or tails of it. It's a very unusual dram. It's not something that you just have every odd day. You don't encounter something like this every odd day. It's got some polar opposites in terms of flavour. It's got savouriness, but a hit of sweetness. Some bitterness, and then you get some spice. But overall, apart from the initial fire when you first sip it, which is now gone, I would say it is a relatively delicate whiskey. I'm gonna stick my head out of the trench here and say this is quite a delicate whiskey. It's not an overly powerful face puncher. It's not something that you're gonna have and go, whoa. You could have multiple glasses of this, and I feel that will progress as time goes by. But I think that the finish is a little bit soft and short. I think the ABV should have been 2% more personally. 46%, I think 48 would have done it a little bit of good. It is still a little bit youthful. You can taste that youthfulness, but not a bad youthfulness. It's not new make bitterness. You can taste that it is quite a youthful whiskey. It's got a bit of a punch to it. Is it delicious? Look, I can't say it's not delicious. It's not bad at all. I mean, I think it's quite a good whiskey. I'm looking forward to seeing the older iterations of the next releases. I just hope that the price won't go higher and higher as they release older ones than, you know, when the 12, 13, 14, 15 comes out. I hope that it's not going to be ridiculously expensive, because it's already quite an expensive whiskey for such a young whiskey. And look, age is not all about that, but it is already quite an expensive whiskey, and age does play a factor into the aging and flavour profile of a whiskey, and its pedigree for that, and I hope that the price won't keep going up as it gets older, because if it does, then I would cease to justify its cost, because even now, you know, it's borderline on a little bit too expensive for the age of the whiskey itself and what you're getting. 46%, I think that 2% could have been better. Would I buy it again? Look, there was a recent release that I didn't buy. I was a bit wary of it from my memory, and I'm glad I didn't buy it, because I think for the price, it's not my cup of tea in terms of price point. But if it was another, you know, maybe 15 to 20% cheaper, I would definitely have bought it. But it is definitely an interesting whiskey. It is quite an unusual tasting whiskey, and it's not something that you'll just get. So that in itself is worth something. And cigar pairings, I would say something quite soft, something quite subdued, because it is quite a soft and subdued whiskey as a general proposition. Anything else, you'd lose it. In fact, I'd probably say don't even pair it with a cigar. Just have it by itself as a first dram, maybe, to get your palate calibrated, or just get a bottle and sit on it with friends and talk about it and see how it progresses in the night. Because with every sip that I've taken, it has progressed. But yeah, very citrusy. I'm getting now the citrus, but very soft. The finish is just a little bit too soft for me. I think, you know, it needs a bit more time in the barrel personally. But hey, look, everyone's got their own opinion. Thank you very much. Until next time, make sure you eat, smoke, and drink. Let me know, what do you think of the Daftmills? Which one have you tried? And yeah, let me know your thoughts on the Daftmills. Is it worth it? Is it not? Why? Why isn't it, you know? Until then, thank you, and see you again.